So I was very excited when this watch was announced. I did a news video about it. This is the Hamilton Khaki Aviation in 38 millimeters. It is the automatic version, the H762055330. It is a very good looking watch. I liked it so much I ordered one, and here it is. So it comes in an outer cardboard box. Inner box is also a cardboard material. It has wood finish on it. It's just meant to look like wood, but it really isn't. You get a warranty card, you get a customer service manual, you get an international warranty booklet, and then a user manual. That's all in that outer box. It comes in the outer box, and that's where that is placed. Like I said, inner box is just sort of a cardboard box. On the inside, you have leatherette. It's signed Hamilton, and that's it. For $1,000, the packaging, not so great. It's really just a step above maybe Seiko. Maybe it's really nothing too special. But the watch, I have to say, is very special. It is a very good looking watch. 38 millimeters, automatic, as I mentioned. The automatic movement inside here is the H10. So you do get 80 hours of power reserve. And I said it's $1,000, so it comes out to $995 according to the hang tag, and I just have that. I'm going to slide that off right there. I've actually already worn this a few times, if I'm completely honest, because I was very excited when I got it and I wanted to wear it immediately, and I wasn't able to make the video. So today I had some time, so I wanted to make the video. I measured 38 millimeters. It's basically 38 millimeters at the bezel. It's like 37.9. And then at the case, it's a little bit smaller than that, just a touch. You get a really nice big onion style crown on here, or pilot style. 7.1 millimeters is huge for a 38 millimeter watch. It's not thick either. It wears really nicely, 11.5 millimeters, which is really good. And you get that H10, like I said, so it's an ETA-based movement, which is great, 80 hours of power reserve. And then the lug-to-lug, a really tight lug-to-lug of 46 millimeters. Just a really nicely proportioned watch. For someone with a medium to small size wrist, this would wear very nicely. And someone with a larger wrist, maybe 7.5 and above, this wears very well on a wrist that size as well. My wrist, it wears very, very well on my wrist, and I'm going to show it to you that how it looks on my wrist in just a second. The dial is beautiful on this watch. I really like the setup. It's sort of classic Hamilton. They base this watch on the Model 23, a pocket watch. Does it look like that pocket watch? Not entirely, but it was a pilot's pocket watch. They sort of went in their archives and found something that they could sort of play off of, and it does work. You get numerals for the indices. You get cathedral hands, which I love on a pilot's watch. It looks awesome. You get a bezel that has an insert. It's a very thin bezel, which I love as well. On a 38 millimeter, it really works very well. It makes it look a little bit bigger than it is, but it's not. It doesn't look huge, right? I think it just fits very, very nice. And the insert itself is made out of mineral crystal. Then you get a sapphire crystal that gets AR coating, so it actually is pretty good. As you can see, I've had Hamiltons on the channel many, many times. I've owned many Hamiltons. One Hamilton that has very bad AR coating on it is the Hamilton Khaki Field. Now, I've had that here on the channel. I've owned a few over my days, and usually it is very hard to film. This is actually not that bad at all. This gets 100 meters of water resistance. You can see the H10 movement from the back. There it is. It's not that bad to look at. You get that custom rotor, sort of custom rotor from Hamilton. It is signed Hamilton right there. Screwed in case back. 100 meters water resistance, as I mentioned, really nice. Then you get like a Cav leather strap. I guess it's meant to look like Horween. It's not. It's pretty soft. I actually have a Horween leather strap that I want to throw on this because I think it would look really good on here. It's an American-made Horween strap from Veyer. I think that would look really good. Signed Hamilton. Nice little buckle. I like that they didn't go with the two sort of prong buckles that they sometimes put on these straps with the double holes. I don't like that. I like what they did here. They even put stitching here. I could have done without the stitching, that vintage stitch look. I don't really care for that. I like a cleaner look, but either way, it doesn't look bad. Maybe I'll end up replacing the strap. Maybe I won't. Like I said, I have a strap that I might use. The bezel action is decent, but very strange. And you could hear. Now, it has a 50-click bezel, which is a very strange number. It is bidirectional, as you can see, and it's a pilot's watch, so it does work. It is a 60-minute counter bezel, and it is bidirectional. So it's actually a useful bezel, something that you could use. It'll be weird to get it in the right position for timing, because you obviously will not be able to get it on the exact minute that you want all the time, but not something that's a deal breaker, obviously. And it's primarily brush, so the entire case is brushed. The case back is brushed. You have some circular brushing, and that's about it. Nothing really too crazy on this watch. No polishing anywhere on the watch. The only glossy part is that bezel, which, like I said, is a mineral crystal. So that will actually patina. It will age with time. You'll get some scratches on there. But because it's such a thin bezel and it's butted up against the sapphire crystal, you're not going to get a ton of scratches on here. And it has a little bit of a lip. You might be able to catch it here and there, but I think it'll actually hold up pretty well, and it will actually last pretty well and pretty long. Only weird thing I found about this watch, it feels like it has a second position, a ghost date position. This is a no date watch. However, I've pulled it out into a position, and then there's another position where it hacks. So it almost feels like this has a ghost date position. You could see that. But it's not a full click out. I can't explain it. It's the first time I felt this from an ETA movement. And then there is definitely distinctive two positions, but it's not very distinctive. I don't know if that's typical. I have never felt that from an ETA movement that doesn't have, from an ETA product, from an ETA group, that actually has a ghost date where it doesn't have a date. That's weird. I've never seen that. But that's really it. I'm going to throw it on my wrist really quickly to show you how it looks on my 7.5 inch wrist. And then we'll do a lume shot. $995. You guys already know the price. And I've already worn it a few times, and it is very comfortable, and it's very good looking. I wish there was a bracelet. We'll get to that later on, and I'm going to try and get a bracelet for this for a future review that I'm going to be doing. So today I have the Soyuz 2 by Renbach. This is a really cool watch. It has a piece of Soyuz rocket on the dial. Actually, the dial is made out of Soyuz rocket. This one gets a Salida movement in it. And you could see it through a little window in the back. This has a really nice case back as well with an astronaut on it. Very cool watch, just a very interesting watch. But here is the Hamilton Aviation on my wrist, the Hamilton Khaki Aviation on my wrist, and it looks pretty phenomenal. I think this on a bracelet would look really good, even if the bracelet is completely, brushed. With no sort of polished elements on it, but I think it would look really good. Maybe polished sides would actually work with a watch like this. I think it looks really good. It fits really good. I don't think the lume is going to be all that great, but we're going to check out the lume. The bezel is a little bit quirky, but definitely forgivable. And basically just the dial, there's just like a little railroad track that goes around the outer portion, and then you get that Hamilton with the classic sort of H Hamilton right there at the 12 o'clock. It says automatic down here and Swiss made. Pretty much that's it. Really good looking watch. Very quickly, lume shot, we'll wrap up the video. So the hands are clearly brighter than the indices. I guess they don't really lume all their indices very liberally. I don't know why they don't do that. It doesn't make any sense. Hamilton, Bulova, all these major brands should pay attention to micro brands and just add more lume to their watches. People like lume. They're listening in other aspects. 38 millimeters, rotating bezel with a black insert. It sort of looks like all the watches that people have been asking for. This is going to be a popular watch. It already is. It's sold out on Hodinkee. It's sold out on the Hamilton website. They're up for pre-order now, I think. I think they immediately sold out, and at least at the Hodinkee release, what they did, those sold out. And then they have two other versions in 43 millimeter. Those are mechanical versions if you don't like the size of the 38 millimeter. I don't know why they didn't come out with a 40 millimeter. It doesn't make any sense. A lot of people pointed that out, but it doesn't make any sense. They came out with a 38 millimeter and two 43 millimeters. They should have came out with a 38 millimeter, a 40 millimeter, and then a 43 millimeter or a 42 millimeter. That would have made a lot more sense, fit a lot more wrists, and made a lot more people happy. But they didn't do that. I do like the larger version of this. It gets a sub-seconds. It looks really good, but it's 43 millimeters. I do like a 43 millimeter watch. I just like this a little bit better, and I prefer an automatic, but That's just me. Anyway, tell me what you guys think in the comments below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this watch? You can see the lume is basically faded on those indices. Hands, still a little bit bright, but nothing too crazy. No lume on the second hand. Some missed opportunity there, I think. And they should have loomed the bezel, maybe. Nothing there either. So, and there you go. I'll hit it with lume. Nothing. So, nothing great. But lume, never really expected to be good on a Hamilton. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel. I very much appreciate it. Please follow me on Instagram. My Instagram is WatchChrisBlog. I have some links in the description. Those links are to Amazon. If you click those links and buy anything, it helps support the channel. It doesn't cost you anything extra. However, I very much appreciate it. Anyway, thank you for logging on. I'll catch you guys in the next video.